Alluvial fans are important landforms in our watersheds. They are conical, fan-like topographic features formed when steep streams abruptly meet the base of a mountain or valley bottom. The sudden change in slope causes the sediment and debris carried in the stream to spread and deposit over the valley surface. The spreading of water over land is called sheet flow, and this is how the alluvial fan's shape is formed. Smaller, more regular flows deposit fine sediments like sand, silt, clay, and organic matter. Large flow events also distribute fine sediments but deposit cobble and boulders on the fan surface as well. These large materials are typically dropped out of the sheet flow towards the top of the apex of the fan. Finer material is carried in the sheet flow until it slows near the bottom of the fan. The broad curved area near the bottom of the fan is called the toe or apron. Fine sediments, organic matter, cobble, and rock layer on top of one another during flood events. Over thousands, even millions of years, this layering creates highly permeable and productive soils. These soils allow water to infiltrate with ease. Water is stored below the surface, or it percolates downward to the water table or recharges shallow aquifers. Alluvial fans play an important role in arid places like the Southwest. Their highly productive and permeable soils store water and support a variety of plant species in both wet and dry seasons. This is especially important for ranchers and farmers who rely on forage for livestock or growing food for people and animals. Water is transported through alluvial fan soils from upland areas to lowland streams and creeks, recharging them and contributing to their base flow during the dry seasons. In areas like New Mexico that are hot and dry and rely on seasonal monsoon rains, this is critical. This is an alluvial fan in Kazakhstan, an arid region that spans the borders of Asia and Eastern Europe. Like the Southwest, communities here understand the benefit of alluvial fans and utilize them for agriculture. Unfortunately, many of the alluvial fans in our region have been damaged and do not function in the way they once did. Poorly constructed roads, wagon ruts, and animal trails on alluvial fans have caused considerable damage and have led to gully formation. Gullies disrupt sheet flow by capturing water and concentrating it into a channel. This does not allow water to slow down and spread over the fan surface. Here, a gully was formed because of a road that was placed perpendicular to the valley and into the hillside. Sheet flow was captured by the road, and over time, the channelized water turned the road into a gully. Once a gully is formed, it continues to concentrate the water and downcut the newly formed stream channel. This is called channel incision. Channel incision lowers the water table and has the potential to cause considerable erosion, transporting large amounts of sediment downstream. Once a channel has become incised, it is very difficult for the channel or alluvial fan where it resides to recover on its own. Here we see the effects of channel incision in a gully that is formed on the alluvial fan. The channel banks are destabilized and eroding with every flow event, losing precious soil and vegetation. The water table has been lowered to below the depth of the channel bottom, which is approximately 15 to 20 feet. When gullies form on alluvial fans, their soils no longer receive the benefits of sheet flow. Living conditions for plants become more difficult because less water is stored in the soil and nutrients are not resupplied over the surface as they once were. Plant communities change to adapt moisture conditions, and there is more potential for invasive species to move in and outcompete native plants. When native plants suffer and die off, soils become destabilized and susceptible to wind and water erosion. Less sheet flow spreading over the surface also means less water percolating downward and recharging our streams and aquifers. This is bad news for aquatic species, our streams, and our water supplies during dry seasons and drought. There are ways we can prevent gullying on our alluvial fans and restore sheet flow to those that have been damaged. If possible, avoid constructing roads on alluvial fans altogether. If a road must be constructed, it is important to follow the contour of a landform. This reduces the potential for sheet flow to be captured in the road and allows water to exit the road and continue to spread across the fan surface. If a gully or incised channel already exists, consider Bill Zedike's approach to restoring damaged alluvial fans. He's a renowned restoration practitioner in the Southwest who focuses on restoring working lands. Bill teamed up with folks at the Fort Union Ranch and New Mexico Highlands University graduate student Megan Larson, and together they implemented a restoration structure known as a plug and spread to restore sheet flow to a degraded alluvial fan on the Fort Union Ranch. The fan no longer has the capacity to function as it once did because of a gully that formed from a wagon road approximately 140 years ago when Fort Union Ranch was an active military outpost on the Santa Fe Trail. The gully captures flows from the ephemeral stream channel, starving the alluvial fan of sheet flow and severing the link between upland water supplies and the creek below. The plug and spread is designed to plug the gully, which prevents the sheet flow from channelizing. The structure then redirects sheet flow back onto the surface of the fan where it has an opportunity to spread out, slow down, disperse sediment and organic matter, and infiltrate the soil. Like many restoration efforts, the goal is to restore key processes like sheet flow, characteristic to alluvial fans, to enhance productivity, hydrologic connectivity, subsurface water storage, and the quality and quantity of forage for livestock and wildlife. It will be some time before the alluvial fan functions at this capacity, but the restoration team is optimistic. In the span of just 1 year, sheet flow changes in vegetation and debris flows have been detected on the once abandoned fan surface. If conditions continue to improve, the plug and spread may serve as a viable solution to restoring degraded alluvial fans in the Southwest. Intact alluvial fans provide many important ecosystem services to humans, livestock, and wildlife and should be protected. As highly productive landforms, they support diverse plant communities, store and transport water, provide hydrologic connectivity between uplands and lowlands, and contribute to aquifer recharge and the base flow of valley creeks and streams. Alluvial fans are vital to the health and resiliency of our watersheds and help to ensure clean, cold, and abundant water for generations here in the Southwest.